Do you feel like life is passing you by? Are your friends and peers getting promoted, buying houses, starting their own families, while you still feel like you're in the same place you've been in for years? Well, I have news for you. You're not alone. So many people, especially young adults in their late 20s, feel like they've been falling behind. And if you've ever identified as a late bloomer, then this video is for you. Guess who's back? Hey, back again. Hey, guess who's back? Back again. Alrighty, let's get this show on the road. So I have a friend who just celebrated a year of marriage, and her husband also just bought their first house, and they're also planning a family. I have another friend who is raising a 2-year-old or about to be 3-year-old, and I have another friend who's basically bicontinental because she's an artist, an entrepreneur, and she gets to travel all over the world because of her job. And I'm here recording this video in my childhood home, still living with my mom. Listen, don't judge me because this economy is crazy. Also, I'm in New York, and if you know anything about the rent here, it's just insane. So give me a break. Thank you very much. So when I was a kid, I thought myself to be a late bloomer because I may not have been the last of my friends to have my first kiss, for example, but I was the last of my friend group to get my first period, and that's a big deal to any adolescent girl. So I got my first period a few weeks shy of my 14th birthday, which can be a little late to some. But yeah, I was the last one around my friend group at the time and my cousins around my age that got my period last. But I recently learned something really interesting, and that is that women that get their period later in life live longer. So, according to research by the University of California, San Diego, women that get their period at age 12 or later and women that start menopause at age 50 or later tend to live well into their 90s. And considering I started my period at 14, and I have a grandmother that lived up to 104 years old, and I'm dead ass about that. Yeah, it seems like I'm gonna live a very long life, and I don't know how I feel about that actually. So it's clear that we live in a society that glorifies youth. It's obvious from the bombardment of anti-aging products because women are not allowed to age gracefully, right? It's also noticeable in media accomplishments and lists like Forbes 30 under 30. Every day it feels like our society is telling us that we have to do something extraordinary with our lives right now, currently, in this moment. And if you're not doing something super extraordinary with your life every single day, it's like you're wasting away. And if you hit 30 and you haven't done something amazing and recognizable, then you might as well be dead. I mean, TikTok kids think that 26 is old, apparently. I don't know where they heard that at. Like, it's scary that they think 26 is old. I think many of us feel, whether consciously or not, that we have to live in this rigid timeline of personal and professional achievements. We have to go to school, graduate college, find a partner, get married, buy a house, start a family, be in your career for at least 40 years or however long until you retire. And then you finally get to enjoy your life and relax when you're in retirement age. But I feel like that timeline is so rigid and antiquated, and it doesn't allow anybody that wants to divert from that timeline to do so easily and with the respect of the community and society around them. And that's a little toxic in my opinion. I don't know. I'm just saying. And real quick, I just want to note that I'm not trying to clown the people that have or want to pursue this type of lifestyle. I just want to emphasize that this is not a one-size-fits-all lifestyle. And let's be real, most millennials can't even afford to buy a house. The system is flawed. That's all I'm trying to say. As children, we're conditioned for greatness, and there's a prevailing emphasis on STEM subjects during grade school over art and creative subjects. And it's no surprise that once people reach their late 20s, they feel lost because we've been operating in such a structured routine from the schooling system that once we're basically left on our own, it's like, you know that SpongeBob meme when Mr. Krabs is just like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, or my peers at least, millennials, that are late 20s, early 30s are like, what the fuck just happened? Like, when did we get here? And how, and why is the world on fire? And apparently now it's up to us to put the fires out. You know, like it's not even, we didn't even start these fires. And now it's our responsibility to save the world. Like, it's actually insane. I just want to live. I just want to have fun. Girls just want to have fun. Everybody just wants to have fun, right? But this really starts when we're kids, right? Because in school, like our teachers and the adults around us really elevate those kids that seem to be doing well within the structured educational system. And if you're doing well within that structure, you're elevated to a point that you feel great. Like, these are prodigies, basically, right? And these kids sometimes go to do amazing things and be, you know, wonderkins and stuff like that. But then other kids that aren't excelling within that system kind of fall to the wayside, and that's when we have like the school to prison pipeline going on, and then also just feeling not confident within themselves, not feeling smart enough, not believing in themselves to be able to achieve certain things and levels of success. It also breeds anxiety and envy towards other people. It's just a whole mess, I think. And then this is exacerbated further by social media, because kids nowadays are being exposed to the internet and social media at younger and younger ages. I got exposed to social media around, I don't even know. I know it was in middle school. I want to say like 6th grade, I think. I definitely had AIM. Yeah, I remember AIM. AOL in 5th grade, but I think I got MySpace in like 6th grade, I want to say, and Facebook in like 8th maybe. But don't quote me on that. I just know it was middle school, and that's pretty early. But I was definitely the last of my generation, like, to be playing outside and not be on a computer day in and day out, you know? According to research studies, Instagram is the most negative social media platform out there, while YouTube is the most positive. So I guess it's a good thing that you're watching this on YouTube right now, right? At this point, we all know how damaging social media is and how addicting it is. It's been compared to be as addicting to drugs and alcohol, which is pretty insane to think about. But when you think about the neurological effects that social media has on people, and especially kids who are still developing literally their brains, but also their personalities and their emotional, you know, and confidence, literally everything. Kids are still developing until 25, I guess. But it makes sense a little bit. You know, I'm not like a scientist or anything. I'm just like, you know, going off whatever I read. Like, we're not meant to be hearing so many people's opinions or thoughts. We're not meant to be seeing so many people's lives and just being exposed to every detail of their lives, especially celebrities. And celebrity culture is something I definitely want to talk about and expand my thoughts on. I'm not going to do it in this video because I feel like that could be a whole dedicated video on its own. Let me know if you guys are interested in that, because I will push it up. But I feel like seeing so many people's lives is damaging in the sense that it can lead to comparison, because we all know social media is a highlight reel. Nobody is out here, like, most people are not out here being super genuine and raw and real and vulnerable. I mean, except for me, right? Because hence my last video. I said a lot in my last video. If you didn't watch it, go ahead and, I guess, take a look. But most people, specifically people with high or large followings, are not out here telling you the real deal, nitty gritty of their everyday life. So they're basically they're putting their best foot forward at best, or they're putting on a mask at their worst. So how is somebody on the other side of the screen supposed to know what's real and what's fake? You know, we're just taking everything that we see at face value, but because we see all these people with stacks of money, brand new cars, flying all over the world, amazing partner, hot ass body, like, you know, amazing clothes, designer clothes, dressed to the nines at all time, like, it's like, damn, I kind of want that. And even if you don't want exactly what they have, whether it's their lifestyle or the actual like materialistic like things that they have, it still makes you feel inferior in some sense, because we all want to live a comfortable life. That's why everybody's in their soft era right now, or pursuing that, you know, soft era. So you want to be comfortable, you want to be happy, and that person looks like they have it all and they are happy. So why not want what they have? But the thing that they don't show you is how they got it. Like, where are the steps? Is it on Amazon? Some dead president said some time ago that comparison is a thief of joy, and that's honestly one of the only real ass things that a president has ever said. I don't know. That's my opinion. While we're busy watching others and their achievements and comparing them to ourselves, we're over here wallowing in our own pity and desperately wanting what the other person has, while not appreciating and being grateful for what we do have. I feel like the reason people emphasize so much gratitude is because we're not grateful enough for what we already have. I believe that comparison and being so desperate for more without taking the time to appreciate what you have already just invites the energy of lack. And once you're in an energy of lack, it just keeps going. It's like, damn, I don't have this, I don't have that, and then it fucks with your mental. It manifests in your life because one thing goes wrong, then another thing goes wrong, and you're basically proving to the universe that you don't deserve what it is that you actually want. And also, you're not even working towards it. So it's like you're not even showing the universe that you actually want it. It can be a very vicious cycle, and it's also hard to get out of that mindset. Meanwhile, the people on Instagram whose life and things you're coveting are probably miserable as fuck. You don't even know what they had to do to get those things. You don't even know if their relationships are real, because PR relationships are a thing. Which, you know, whatever. Yeah, you just don't know what the actual real deal is. So focus on yourself. Eyes on your own paper, Bookie. So after going through all of my 20s, basically feeling like I was falling behind based on where my peers were in their lives and all the things that they've achieved, like moving out into their first apartment, because signing a lease is a very big deal. Starting families, and whether it's human babies or fur babies, because they're both huge responsibilities. Getting married, moving, you know, across the world or just the country. It's all really big accomplishments, and I feel like I haven't really hit certain milestones that society says that you're supposed to hit during your 20s. But I don't really give a fuck. I don't care. I don't really identify as a late bloomer anymore. I don't even believe in the concept of late bloomer anymore. I think that we are all learning and growing at our own pace, and everyone is on their own timeline. This race to success that we're all trying to win is a one-person competition, and you are your only competition. I'm my only competition. The only person that we should be comparing ourselves to is the older version of ourselves, who we were yesterday. And that should be motivation enough to make us work harder and keep going to be better tomorrow. Are you doing better than you were last year? Are you a better person than you were last week? Are you learning? Are you growing? Or are you slowly taking your time to figure out what it is that makes you happy and fulfilled inside? What does fulfillment even mean to you? Do your goals align with your happiness and self-development? Some things that have helped me stay on my own path and not look at other people's papers while we're in the test of life is basically spending less time on social media. And I know everybody says this, but it's true. And the facts are the facts. There are studies, there's research on this. Like I said, I'm not a scientist, so listen to the people that actually do this shit for a living, because I'm just regurgitating what they say. And they're pretty smart people, so the facts are the facts. And the studies say that spending less time online and more time in real life helps improve your mental health and helps you live an overall healthier and happier lifestyle. So listen, don't shoot the messenger. Also, being kinder to myself, that has been something that I've actually been writing down as a goal for the year. I wrote it down last year. I wrote it down this year because I think a lot of people put a lot of pressure on themselves. So just taking things slower, being more mindful, being more appreciative and grateful helps. And it helps if you actually write these things down, because it's just a nice reminder. You could say like, duh, like obviously, oh, be nicer to yourself is, a good idea. But seeing it written down amongst a list of things like getting my driver's license, which is something I gotta do this year, hold me to it, maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna do it. But seeing it in a list amongst all my goals that are like tangible or just more figurative, it's a good reminder. That's it. And I am a journaler. I do like to write. Like I said in my last video, I am a writer. And I don't have a specific gratitude journal, but when I do journal about just being appreciative of my day or week that I had, or an experience that I had in particular, I do feel a sense of just reassurance that life is beautiful and everything is okay. Like, finding joy in your life, I know that can be hard and like such a abstract thing to say. Like, how the fuck do you find joy? I don't know. It's your life. Figure it out. No, but for me, I think it's helped to find hobbies because, like I said, I have a lot of friends that are doing big things, finding partners, getting coupled up, traveling around the world, which I am doing as well, but we're not in sync, And they're also like moving away from our hometown. Like, my homegirl's in Milwaukee right now. Like, girl, what are you doing in Milwaukee? Like, who do you even know out there? Anyways, so finding hobbies has been really crucial for me because I don't always have people to hang out with. So doing things that bring me joy just for the sake of doing something fun. Most of the hobbies that I do are like just one person hobbies, like learning how to roller skate, YouTube. Reading is I've gotten back into reading finally, thank God. I'm able to get through a book. I got through 9 last year. This year we're doing better. But I'm also not going to be too hard on myself if I don't reach my goal, because I am still doing my best no matter what. Okay? And I think it's really important to find hobbies that you don't want to end up monetizing and capitalizing off of, because that's another thing. We live in a capitalistic society, so everybody, you start doing something for fun and suddenly you see that you can make a little bit of coin off of it, and now it's turned into a whole business and it's not fun anymore. Now it's stressful. Now you're opening LLCs. Listen, just do things for fun. Like, go do something that brings you actual joy. And I realized that for me specifically, The things that I enjoy doing now are the things that I enjoyed doing as a kid. Like reading was one of my favorite hobbies and pastimes as a kid. I used to read big ass like stacks, like Harry Potter books, and those books are thick. I would get through those easy breezy peasy cheesy. And after I graduated college, I did not read a single book for years. Like I just couldn't. Like my brain just couldn't. Like I would start and like I would open a book and I would be in the same page for like 20 minutes rereading the same paragraph because I would like it just wouldn't capture. It would not click. But we've changed that now. So spoiler alert, life does not stop or end at 30, I think. I hope not, because if so, that would mean I only have like a year or so left. And I actually want to live my life now. Like, I finally decided. So, yeah. Your best era is not the soft era that you're pursuing. It's not the villain era that you're trying to get into. It's the era that you're in right now. The era that you're in, the present, that you have the power to improve. I've always seen myself as a student of life because life is the best teacher there is, right? And honestly, life is short, but also life is long. Like I said, my grandmother lived up to 104. I have another grandmother that's still alive. She's 94. Like, it's long. And we have our whole lives ahead of us to live, to grow, to learn, to unlearn. That's crucial. Don't forget that. To keep working on our dreams. So what I look like giving up on my life now and not pursuing or trying to pursue my goals and dreams when I have so much time to actually reach my goals, whether it takes me 6 months or 10 years. But I definitely do not want to get into my 80s, 90s, 100s and be full of regrets of what I didn't pursue, didn't achieve, didn't even attempt to try to achieve. So I'm definitely in a mindset where I am going to at least try to do something and see if it results the way that I envisioned it to. So in conclusion, don't worry about the competition because like I said, you are your only competition, right? Create your own standards because what a happy, fulfilled, joyous, peaceful life looks like for you may not be the same as what it looks like for me. And I definitely know and have a clear vision of what that life looks like for me because I've done the work to figure out what it is that I like and don't like. So figure that out for yourself and keep your own pace. Don't try to rush to get there right now because you may miss important opportunities or lessons that will benefit you in order to reach the life and the levels that you're trying to get into. So take your time and keep your eyes on your own paper, like your teacher said in school, and water your own grass because grass is not greener on the other side. It's greener wherever you water it and tend to your garden. So with time, you can watch your flowers bloom. I ate that. So thank you so much for watching my video. I'm so glad that you're here and made it to the end. If you liked what I had to say, give me a thumbs up. And subscribe for more videos like this. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.